5 minutes as the market's kind of trading a little bit flat. Came back in the room. The great dark side and Jenny Moore were running it. As you know, Jenny Moore runs the pre-market hours with, I believe, B Trades and Palmer. And today I put together a pretty decent list. The room graded me between 85 and 92%, so we settled around 90. A couple of my things were off, but for the most part, I felt they were, we had the right ideas, and I was really, with the market being flat the way it was, I thought that we picked and selected quite a few good trades. Um, I always try to provide 12 ideas for everyone in the room, and things that I see. I usually have 30, 35, 40 ideas in the morning, and then I start narrowing them down as I read the news. What I have two sets of scans that I use in day trading. I've been using these two scans. I've been using a company called Newsware or Newswatch with Bill Olson. This is the this is the this is the Newswatch that I use. It's called Newswatch or Newsware, and I really like it. Currently, as far as trades going on right now, I have Krys going to 42, KRYS, and it's long around the 40 area, stops at 39. But I like to see it pop while I'm talking to you, and I'll show it to you, and I'll stop what I'm doing just to show you if it hits 42. Anyway, and this is one of the services that I use. Along with this service that I get, I use Fly on the Wall. And Fly on the Wall looks like this. And I use it religiously every day on analyst calls. And this is how I find additional trades for us. And this is Fly on the Wall. That's part of the service at Newswatch. And I use them and I read through hundreds and hundreds of reports. And I go through and I pick, you'll see some highlighted from different Twitter feeds, RMTI, AMAG, CNCE, with SunTrust, which is one that we have on a swing idea right now. And you just go through them one by one. So, and I read these, and as I'm looking through CNBC and the ticker watch and looking what's gapping up, then I also use a service called Briefing, which is one of my favorites that I love to use. And every morning, Briefing staff over there will do a summary, and they will break it down for me and on a summary, and they will tell me pretty much what is up, what is down, and the reasons why. Do you remember that stock I told you to go long? I wanted everyone to make $100 and feel good about themselves. So I gave them a stock before I went on. I said, go long. And here's the stock. Remember I said it's going to 42? As I'm talking to you, the stock's already gone to 41.36. And I gave the stock around the 39.40 area. So if you hadn't made $100 today, traders, I'm trying to give you $100. I'm handing. It's like going to the ATM and putting in your card and just going click, click, and you're done. So if you don't want it, then that's up to you. But you can see how it's just making its move. I still want to see 42 on it. Anyway, and I go through and I start to read why these stocks are gapping up. If they're M&As, if they're buyouts, if they're offerings. I also want to look at gap downs like Bristol Myers, Carnival Cruise Line, FedEx, Spotify was down quite a bit. And Spotify, I've been playing for years, so I know that when they gap down, they tend to pop out of the gate and fill their gaps. So I already know that. So I always put that on my list. So that was like easy money. Bristol Myers tends to get bought up on weakness. All you have to do is because of some test results, usually gets bought up, um, and so we always like to play Bristol Myers at a certain level whenever it pulls. I like the CNCE. I thought it was really good with a $30 price target. I ignored Piper's $10 on RMTI. Nerve was on my list to short because they had a clinical trial. Apparently, the chat room was telling me that it was a phase 2, but it was defined in the briefing that when I was reading the news, I didn't see anything about their clinical trial, phase 2 primary endpoint met. It would just said the clinical trial had been met. So, okay. All right, traders, you are now done. This is what it's like in the room. I told everyone, I begged everyone, I pleaded with everyone in the chat room to go long at $40, and the stock just hit 42.59. If you took the trade, everyone is green. If you didn't, please tell me why. I really want to know why. Why would you not take a trade when I'm telling you to take the trade? I gave you 4 points while I'm talking to you, okay? Right in your face. Don't look at me and go, I'm going to come up with an excuse why I didn't take it. You were talking too much. My platform shut down for a second. The internet went out. I mean, give me one reason why you would not take a trade when I'm telling you it's going to blow up. Okay? It's right there. Oh, you know, it really bothers me when day traders tweet out or say they're having a bad day, they can't make money. I walk in and within 10 minutes I'm handing them 4-point plays. I mean, this is just what we do. I mean, it's right there. And you can see the breakout coming. So, and I've already made money on this. So I have nothing to prove. But a lot of people haven't made money and I want them to make money. And here's the flag breakout. You see it? Hence the 40 level right there. Told everyone to go long. Should pop to 42. It hit 43.32. And it's still not done. Anyway, no brainer. Okay, so going back to my thing here. These were so basically off of this list, I ended up taking a few ideas from there, a few ideas from CNBC, and I use Briefing in Play Plus. They're one of my premier scan services that I love to use. Okay, so let me log out of that to show you what I used. And I'm out of it. All right, and then here's my list. So I picked CNCE because I like the upgrade to 30. So I said just buy on weakness and add on it if it pulls and gap fills. Nerve, I read it. I did not see anything to say phase 2. I just saw clinical trial, positive results. Clinical trials means it's usually a pop and fade. I called the stock down to 650 and under, even though it was already at, I think, 8 plus. AMAG, I thought was going to be a quick pop to 950 and then a sell-off to 9 and under, and I'll explain why in a little bit. ERI was buying Caesar Palace. Caesar's got a lot of debt, so I felt the stock was going to sell off all day to $44. All right, Cries, I'm playing now. I have this actually touching $50 today, and I think it will. I just really think it will. It's a phase 2 and a phase 1. They both had impressive results on 1 and 2. I told everyone in pre-market to be buying at the 36 level. I felt the 36 level, it would stay there. In order for you to short the stock, it had to break 36. If it doesn't break 36 and snap, the stock will send up around 45 to 50. And I want you to look at this call. You see, and this is done in pre-market. I want you to look at Cries. You see how I indicate that? It must break. You see that? See how it didn't really snap and break? Okay. It just refused. I wish you got me a cry. I wish you would have gotten me a cry at 3. I would have been up. Also, I asked you if it was going. I already down, but was looking for it. Yeah, but oil again. I gave you the long. I mean, so I told you it was going to break out at 40, and I even went here, and I even went long at 37.31. So I don't know what else to say, boss. I mean, you can't allow a stock to just, I'm sorry. I gave you 4 opportunities to play the stock. So, and I even said it very clear. It needs to snap 36. I can't be any more clear. I don't know what else you want me to put. So if you're shorting and it hasn't snapped at 36, it gave you plenty of time to cover. So not sure what you did. And then now it's clearly showing you it has more in it. So you kind of did completely opposite of what I wrote down. And now you have to fix that. You have to go, well, he did say it needs to snap 36. It did not snap 36. He says as long as it stays above that, then the stock has room to move to the upside. Pre-market, I said the stock had room to 40 from 36 here, and it hit 40. Then I said it must snap 36 to become a nice short. So Okay, so if you were long at 37.85, then you should have added. As long as it didn't snap 36, you were okay. And you can clearly see it was holding that area, you know? And always check with me. And I think too, oil, you may have had too many shares. You had too many shares. If you had gone smaller, a quarter size, and allowed the stock to work itself out, right now you should have already made your money back though, seriously. You should have took 250 shares at 40. No, I don't think I did, oil. I disagree with that. I disagree. I'm sorry. I think you hear what you wanted to hear. And I've been giving you this since 40, so I don't know what else to tell you, boss. Anyway, you can watch it go to 45 and everyone else can make money while you're still bitter about it. Okay? So here it comes. All right. Um, Christ should go to 45 next. After 45, then we'll look at 50. Okay, so anyway, this one, so that was Christ. It received positive phase 1 and 2 results. Hence, it needed to snap. It didn't. Bottom curl, go long. Stock should go to 45 to 50. Stock is now 43, 50, but it's got wide spread, so you have to play decent size like 250, 300. Because if you do 1,000, you're going to get kind of whacked, but it still should do pretty good. And like I said, I gave this at 40 when I started the webinar. I told everyone watch the 45 level, and 42 level, and 43 level. You can see there's pure buyers in here. And go to your level 2, and you'll see the spreads. And they're right now 50 to 60 cents. So you have to be careful on that. And there's no sellers. I got 16,000 shares at 43.38, but I think they'll chew right through him. No big buyers lined up either, just consistent. Um, and once they chew through the seller here, I think it'll just continue to make its move. Just watch your sellers on your level 2. Because the higher, if you see a 50,000 seller, it'll stall right there and pull back. Just be careful, okay? All right, the next one was Bristol Myers. Now, Bristol Myers is a Wall Street favorite, okay? And this one was getting hurt today on one of their primary endpoints didn't do well. But with Bristol Myers, it tends to get bought up on weakness. So I have the stock, per my notes, to pop at the open towards 48, scale in short, and take it down. And I have this at 45.50 is where I put the stop on it. I think, not the stop, but I think that's where investors will come in. So I said on Bristol Myers, the stock will pop at the open to 48, and then it'll go to 45.50. Bottom curl, and then slow all-day move to the upside. It was making a nice move, but then it kind of just dragged out, and now it's kind of a sideways trade on it. So I do like it, though, down here at these levels. And I called it out perfectly in pre-market to short at 48, and there's the 48 touch, and then came all the way down. This would have been a beautiful short with size. And trust me, you could do size on something 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 shares and get filled. It's very liquid. It's not thin at all. The next trade that we did today was Beyond. Hold on, let me go to. So we did Cries. We're going to do Beyond. And I did Bristol Myers. Okay. Beyond today, I felt was going to sell off. The way that I was explaining to the traders in the great room, I did indicate the stock was going to sell off. And today, what I did is I pulled up AJ with the news on phases. Typically matter what type of event it is or no, because it's successful 1 and 2. It's combination on Cries. It's a combination of phase 1 and 2. And when you have both positive results on that, you're going to get a move. That's why it was significant, Tony, that it had to snap 36 in order for it to come down and fill in the gap. And you could see that I was really on point. It just would not snap. You see how many times? Even when it originally tried to snap this 36 area, it came right back and held and held and held. This was your area to get out if you were short or trying to short it. So, but this is a nice late afternoon run. And this reminds me of that one that happened last week. Which one was it when it ran to 70? This is kind of like a similar setup, but it has less volume. Even though it's a wound cream, it doesn't matter. It's a thin stock. And once it broke through this flag right here, Tony, it was I could see 42 coming in a heartbeat. That's why I told everyone. And now you could see it even going even higher. Yeah, it reminded me of current oil a lot. Right now it does. I wouldn't be surprised by the time my thing is done, it'd be 45. So anyway, just it would have been nice if you would have just took 350 at 40 and gave it one more shot, boss, and you'd have your money back and you'd be happy. But unfortunately, you didn't believe it. That's okay because you'd already had taken you earlier. So okay, going back to Beyond. Now on Beyond, I guided the traders this morning. I felt the stock was going to hit 140 to 142 today. I was very adamant that Beyond's going to continue to sell off, just like it sold off on Friday. And today I put the price targets at 140 to 142. When it hit that, I was done with it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to look at it. I don't care if it goes to 135. I don't care if it goes to 130. As a day trader, being a moderator in the greatest chat room on the planet with some of these great individual traders, I have to guide them. And I felt that 140 was going to be bottom on the stock. So I just basically said, if the stock popped at the open, I wanted you to short it around 152, but give it room to 155. Don't be afraid of it. Once it pulls, the stock will flush out. And as it's flushing out, I try to tend to walk the traders into profit. And what I mean by that, it's really important that you have to be live on a trade like this when you have hundreds and hundreds of traders in the room, because I'm going to show you why. I'm going to blow this up for you to look. You see, when you're pulling, when you're dumping, all right, you've got to guide traders into money. And what I mean by that is each time it popped, this was short covering. It's my job to identify that immediately to the traders in the room. Short cover, short cover, short cover, short cover, short cover, short cover, short cover. And if you look, it didn't have any significant buyer until the 140 area. Did you see how we called it? Short, 153, give it room to 155, scale in short, scale in 100, 200 shares. Don't get scared of it. If it pops one or two, don't worry. I got you. I'm going to hold your hand. I got you. And you just let it flush. And here's the 140. You see that? This is fucking perfection. This is exactly what we do in here. This is pure crazy day trading. And why did I pick 140? I want you to look. Go back 15 days. All right. And you see right here, you see this level right here? I wanted that gap to get filled. See it? That's the gap. I figured this parabolic move that happened a week ago, I figured this would get filled. Hence why I called the 140 area to fill the gap. And it did. Tomorrow I'll have new lines for this. New technical supports, areas, resistance, where it should go. I'll have it all set up for everyone in the room. This was a really, really good trade. Okay. The next trade we did was a stock called Nerve. I just want to I want to tell you something. When your chat room is pushing you to do, you see how you short here, and then you cover, cover, cover. In our room, we already identified this as a short from the get-go. I read the news, I laughed at it, and I said, this is a short. It's going to go down to 650 and under. And I saw this at the 850 mark. I said, let it push. If a buyer comes in, he needs to be a $500,000 or more. He needs to push it up. Then you can maybe rock it to 10. If it doesn't and it fails and it breaks through on the downside flag, the stock should flush down to 650 and under and fill this gap. Okay? Because to me, it was just a clinical trial that they passed. But this is just, to me, it's crap. But what you want to be careful with is some of these rooms out there, and I've noticed this is the trend now. There's so many rooms trying to push their platforms. The reason why they're pushing their platforms and telling you to trade, 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 and do like 50, when you do like 5 scalps on one candle, 10 scalps on 2 candles, and you're bragging you made 10, 20 cents, right? The whole point is for you to trade. You have to understand that. The more you trade, the more money the room makes, because they have an agreement with the platform. I know because I'm offered this every day. And the platforms will go, hey, we'll give you, for every trade that goes through, we'll give you 10 cents, 20 cents, 5 cents, 8 cents, whatever you can negotiate. So if your platform's going just short here, add here, short here, cover a little bit here, cover a little, short here, and you see like 55 arrows on 20 cents, and you're doing what he's doing or she's doing, guess who's making all that money per click? And then multiply that by 50, 100, 200, 300 people following you. It doesn't matter if the mod loses because he's won. At the end of the day, he gets a check, and a big one too. The more you click, the more money you put in his pocket. In our room, we don't do that. We're not out for you. We're not going to use you like sheep, like herd. So what we do is just look at the stock, scale in short. And I always wondered, God, every day we give a stock like this, and I keep telling you, I did this over the weekend. We give you a stock like this, a straight up stock, where you just go in one time, scale in maybe 2 times, and then write it down, take a piece, take a piece, take a piece. Every day I provide CTRV. I do it all the time. But when you go to these other small cap rooms, they'll show you 50, 60, 70 executions on the same trade. And it's to get, and then I realize it's to get you, it's to get you to do what he's doing or she's doing so they can make up all that money. And imagine if they're getting 5, 6, 8, 10 cents a click. Multiply that by 50 people, 100 people, 200 people, 300 people. You tell me who's making the money. Could care less if you're making money here. But for us, we don't do that. Straight up news event, sell it off, take it down. Okay, we're getting an alert that they're trying to push IMUX. So let me take a look. This looks like a low floater. Let me see. IMUX. Where can it go? I don't know. Hold on. 262 volumes, so that means you can only do 100 shares. Where's it go? Oh, shit. Any news on it? We've already broke here, here, and here. Well, I'll risk a little bit. Let's see if we can get it to, I don't know. I'll just sell quickly for quick money here. Hold on. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll sell it right here. Let me see if I can pop it again. 1559. Did it halt? I think it halted. Nope. There's 60s. There it goes. Yeah, it halted. Oh, good. I'm in a halt. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what it opens. Gianni. Got a lot of room. Thank you. Upside halt. Thank you for allowing me to do that. Okay, so the room I want to go to is right here. Can somebody tell me the news on it, or are they just pushing it? Because my first area here is 1665. And Adam, yeah, I waited, and then Janny hit it, and then I took it when Janny hit it. I didn't do it quick enough, Adam. I'm sorry. Otherwise, because you alerted the room, and I like your alerts, Adam. You alerted the room down here at 14 when it started to get up there. So, but I like it. I like it. I like these areas right here, boss. They're presenting data at a conference. Okay. Well, we already broke that. We broke that. We broke that. 1660. All right. So let's go after the 1670. And then we can go after 1783 and then top it off at 19. So let's take a look and see if we hit those areas. 1660. I'll probably sell on the unhalt and be out of it anyway. So, I owe Adam and Jenny a beer. Okay. So NBEV, we called for a pop at the open and a sell-off, and that's exactly what we got. And it should sell off back down to fill this gap here of $5.65. I had 650, but you could tell it just, they're just filling the gap there. All right, so that's that one. And that's Nerve. And then the next one we did was Spotify. Now this was kind of like a hit and miss in the sense that This kind of downgrade today to 110 price target from 125, which was kind of ridiculous from Evercore since they couldn't even break it down before when it's sitting at 140. I kind of anticipated that from yesterday's close, Friday's close. So I called for a long at the open, which was right here. I'll show it to you. I wanted the stock to hit Spotify. I'd be if it opens towards 140, please go long. I think this will pop at the open to 147 area and then fade. Unfortunately, this stock did not want to fade at all. So not until it hit 152, and I think shorts were just piling in on the sucker. I mean, it was crazy. And but now it's coming down nicely. I mean, could have, would have, should have, but it just did not want to come down. But as far as the long was concerned, I was totally correct right here. Um, it just did not break the way I want it to. Now it's breaking, and hopefully it come to 149 and start to slide. Sometimes what happens is when there's such a low price target, a lot of people will go in there and try to short the stock. You have the short covers initially, and then you get a bunch of retail trying to short the stock, and they'll kind of drive it up because there's not enough shares available, so they'll just keep driving it up. And I think that's probably what happened, hence why you're starting to see it fade. But I should have been more clear. I should have said just gap fill to 149, wait for topping. That would have been a better call but I was right on the long side. So can't deny me on that. The next stock that we had was, let's see, what was it? ARGK, Cure, CCCL, Beyond was good, Nerve, AMAG, CNCE. Oh, Work. Work was fun. Work was just easy for us to identify, pop and drop. So I'll show you Work. On Work, I simply just wanted to, I saw that it had another sell-off day in it. I was looking at pre-market and how it was kind of just trading out. So I made the decision that the stock would probably go ahead and long the open, take it to about $37 a share, scale in short, and I felt the stock would probably come down to 35.50 and bounce. I do think the stock could range between 35 and 40, hence the call. And that's why I called it. So if you look at my Work, it says right there, long at the open. I nibble long, take it to 37 area, right there, top it off, and then fade it down to 35.50. That's what it did. Okay, so those are for today. Work turned out perfect, and I sold it. Thank you. Have a nice day. See that? There's 1624. Boom. Hey, 100 shares puts $37 in your pocket. Who cares? Thank you, Adam. Thank you. In and out. I'll take the 37 bucks. Okay, that's it. All right, traders. Thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you. I'll make sure the charts are out. If you want to join us tomorrow, I'll have 12 ideas ready for you. It's going to be a very busy week ahead of us. We have a lot of earnings coming into play. We're going to have so much fun in the chat room if you want to look. And right here, we have a lot of things on tap for us. It's going to be so much fun. We have this week, we got FedEx, Lanier, MU starting tomorrow, KB Homes, Pier 1, which we don't care, Nike, just fun stuff. I'm really looking forward to it. So it's going to be fun. All right. So thank you for being a part of this great webinar today. And I will talk to you tomorrow.